read the news
No, I did not. What
in
happened?
Ceuta?
And in Florida, you said, or in Spain?
In Spain, yes,
Yeah,
Spain, Ceuta from Spain,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I did not.
60,000 migrants crossed the entrance in about 24 hours. I'm talking about 60,000 migrants.
Yeah,
It's hard.
I think they
It's
said it
really,
represents.
really chaotic.
I think it represents a meaningful percentage of the total migrants in Spain, all of them in one day. So I can't remember the exact number, but someone said it represented something like 5% of the total migrants that came in one day. That's a lot.
No, it's really chaotic. Spain deployed additional police, military personnel to secure the border overnight. Clashes on the Moroccan side of the border. They used water cannons to disperse the crowds, and several vehicles were set on fire.
People
This
were
is
set on
chaotic.
fire.
Yes, vehicles,
Oh, vehicles.
cars.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's like a wild party gone wrong. You are at home and suddenly 60,000 people are outside the house.
Okay, how did this happen? What? How? I find that very suspicious that this happened
It
at this
just
time.
happened. People started to swim and enter Ceuta. Uh, that those are the contents of the videos I've just seen, and it's everywhere. I mean, even the New York Times has it as first piece. It's starting right now to just talk about it since Pedro Sanchez, the Prime Minister of Spain,
Hey, hey,
uh,
Davidi.
head to Ceuta either.
Uh huh.
It is something that there is no literal explanation about it. It was just 60,000 people all of a sudden just crossed waters and entered Ceuta, swimming around the Tarajal breakwater.
Yeah.
Tarajal breakwater is it's the most casual entrance into Ceuta in the coastal areas.
Yeah. But it's. I don't mean to be a good. Hey, Davidi, how you doing?
How you doing?
Davidi, I'd like to introduce you to Kat. Kat, I want to introduce you to Davidi. We are all of the same mind. We believe in the same things. Davidi, I want to let you know Kat is an incredibly wise woman. Kat, Davidi.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay.
Don't say that. My complete ego is going to blast in a bit.
Okay, I won't say that anymore. She is brilliant, Davidi. She is absolutely brilliant, phenomenal. She's well spoken. She knows things at a detail level. She is a true gift to this planet. Now, I won't say anymore.
It's a pleasure.
Go on,
It's,
it's a pleasure listening to you.
it's
How are
always
you
a
there?
pleasure to meet someone like you.
Um,
Well, I tried to. My ego just exploded by now, but I'm fine, thank you. So we can continue the conversation.
She's like, no,
I
stop.
just
Let's
asked
change
to
the
go up.
topic, please.
Yeah, I just asked him to go up because the Moroccan thing is starting to be more clear at the moment. Kat, if you try to check now.
I'm
It's
sorry,
the second,
Davidi,
third time, it's the
Davidi,
second of the third time that
Dav-
happens in
Davidi.
Ceuta and Melilla. Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but before you continue, I'd like to make you the proper. I didn't finish the introduction.
No, don't forget my introduction.
No, no.
I will go on. I will go on. No. Don't do that. Don't do that.
We are truly of the same mind. We all feel the same way. Yeah, please don't. Change the topic. Please, please, please.
That's the. But there is at the moment a news
Helder, how you
that
doing?
this was arranged by the Moroccan government. There are some films now that show there are a lot of trucks that were controlled by the Moroccan police to arrange transportation for these guys to enter in Spain.
Right.
This is more or less like a war, political war between Morocco and Spain, with also some help from the United States. Sorry.
It doesn't surprise me.
And the question is, Trump simply don't like the Spanish government, don't like Sanchez. United States have a connection, or Trump administration have a connection, a stronger connection with the Moroccan government or the king at the moment. Everybody knows that Morocco will go to build a highway to an occupied territory of Mauritania and call it the Trump Highway. And so that is the more or less the level of connection between the Moroccan government and the United States. By the way, Spain have opposed to give the access to the airspace to the troops or the American troops on the fighting against the war against Iran.
Yeah.
The United States said that that was something that they will not forget, and this is one of the issues that have supported the decision of the Moroccan government. The other thing is the oleoduct or gasoduct, I don't know in English the correct word, between Algeria and Spain. And the Spanish government made a deal, I don't know, 5 days ago, 6 days ago with Algeria. And for now, what is happening is they will transfer the petroleum and the gas from Algeria directly to Spain, and that will not pass to the gasoduct from Morocco. So Morocco, from 5 days from now, will start to will end to have the tariffs that they put on the gas and oil from Algeria to Spain, and that provoked this reaction. I don't know if I was clear or not. I strongly believe in the natural invasions of people from the North Africa. If they are 100, 200, maybe 500, trying to swim and trying to desperately go to another country, the circumstances that exist in Africa at the moment for decades and decades, and I understand that, but 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, someone is telling me 100,000 at the same time, at the same day, at the same point. For God's sake, it's not natural.
About Algeria, I agree with you that can be linked to Algeria's situation, but Spain recently improved relations with that country. Sanchez visited Algiers, remember, on July, repaired some ties with Algeria because of the natural gas that goes towards Spain, even though Morocco and Algeria are regional rivals, as you know.
Yeah, exactly because of that. That's more or less like a war, political war between Algeria and Morocco. At the moment, Morocco has lost a very important means of earning money. That was the former gasoduct that will not be used from Spain from now on. Spain will not use that. They will use the other gasoduct that goes from the north of Algeria directly to Almeria. And stop to use the gasoduct that came through Morocco, from Algeria, through Morocco, to the south of Spain, Gibraltar part, in more or less like Gibraltar place. So that loss of profit from Morocco It's one of the things that put Morocco in this situation, and Morocco is trying to, that is a dispute over three territories on north of Africa. Morocco says that Ceuta, Melilla, and another small island, it's I don't know the name now. I only know the name in Portuguese. Are Moroccan, and Spanish they say that they are theirs. It's the last, I don't know, colonies on north of Africa, or you could call it like that. I really don't know. It's a dispute between those two countries.
Yeah.
And Morocco wants those territories. So it's one of the ways to destabilize those territories. If you visit Ceuta, you visit a very small territory, and 60,000, 50,000 people there, even 10,000 people there. It's the collapse of the territory. It's the collapse. So
Yes, there are several numbers. I mean, Reuters by now, and
What's up, Tony?
the Guardian also has like 60,000.
Yeah.
This is the number that goes more as more identifiable with the situation occurring there. Even though the White House just made a statement about it, President Trump, and I'm quoting, has long warned Europe that what would happen if they continue to implement far-left globalist policies, including enabling mass migration. Isn't he adorable?
yeah, I love that guy. Yeah. I light a candle every day for him.
For him?
Oh God,
Yeah.
where do you buy those candles? I want to buy one too.
In
Are they
Fatima.
different? Do they
Yeah,
have
in Fatima,
in
because
Fatima?
in Fatima, yeah, there is a place that sells reused or repurposed wax, and they do the candles in an ecological way. So I like the ecological candle to
I will buy one of those. Just one. I will be very, very, very smart on that. I will just just test my budget to just one per day. One per day. It's
50
enough.
cents.
It's enough.
It's a 50
50
cents
cents,
one.
yes, 50 cents. 50 cents. One coffee. No, the coffee, no, it's €1. But okay, half a coffee for a candle a day. Yeah, I definitely would use that to honorate Donald Trump.
All right, so I want to make sure I understand what's going on in Spain. So, for those who are just joining the chat, we're discussing the recent events that happened in Spain. Newspapers are saying about 49,000 migrants entered Spain, Spanish territories of Cuartas.
Ceuta.
How do you say it?
Ceuta.
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 Ceuta. Yeah.
Ceuta. In one day. Now, I think it's a bit bizarre. It's hard to get 49,000 people to do the same thing at one time. Think about it as like a concert. 49,000. That's a stadium. It's a stadium. That's a Beyonce concert. 49,000 people. It requires a lot of logistics, a lot of strategy, a lot of supply, coordination. 49,000 people. For 49,000 people to get to a stadium, you need the internet access, you need buses, you need there'll be traffic because of the cars on the road. There's a lot of supply. There's natural body excrement. People have to urinate. People have to drop their feces somewhere. 49,000 people going into one place at one time, unbeknownst to anybody, in my mind, is impossible. So when I saw this, I immediately thought this strikes me as being very odd. And I know that there are two countries in particular that do not like the current leadership in Spain. There is the U.S. Unfortunately, seems to have an issue with Spain. When I say the U.S., I'm talking about the leadership in the U.S. And it's not real. Also has a problem with Spain. I find this to be very, very convenient that they would do this. It's not convenient is not the right word. I find it to be very. Definitely a creative strategy to impose that kind of burden on people. So, from my understanding, I can't. Davidi, do you know what percentage of the migrant that represents in Spain?
I really don't know, but you can check the population of Ceuta, because Ceuta is an enclave, and it's on top of Morocco, near the Mediterranean. The other side is Spain. If you go there and if you check the population of Ceuta, it's a very small place. You can try it. I don't know I visited the place. The place is a small city, very beautiful city. If you can go there, because it's fantastic when it's a mix of cultures. It's very interesting place. I know exactly that because it was a former colony of Portugal that was trade with Spain when we renegotiate the borders. So you have a lot of connections with the Portuguese history. But I don't know. How many inhabitants do you see there? Because I don't have in mind.
Ceuta resident population is about 84,000 people, which mean that 60,000 ones that arrived yesterday and the day after, it's about 71% of Ceuta's population.
Yeah, it's an invasion. It's an invasion.
It is.
Yeah.
They grab innocent people. They grab innocent people with serious problems, and they instrumentalize those as weapons of a political dispute.
Yeah.
It's something that in the past happened also in Morocco and Ceuta. It was complicated. I don't know, a few years ago. It's the second time or third time. I really don't know. And we also see those things in the border between the Belarusians and the Polish. I don't know, 2-3 years ago, as a weapon of pressure.
Right.
We know that in the borders of Europe there is a lot of pressure to enter in Europe. Europe have some protocols, in my opinion. I'm not at ease with those protocols. I'm not very happy with those protocols. I really don't thought about the solution of them, but we have some protocols to impose a barrier to the entrance of people inside Europe. You have those protocols with Libya. We have those protocols with Turkey, and they have detention camps that they put the people that came and tried to enter in Europe, and they are paid for that by the European Union. For me, it's very complicated, for instance, because in Libya and Turkey, I don't know, but in Libya, there is reference on slave markets taking place on those places. So they locked the people there, and after that they trade them and they sell them to some other countries. Nigeria is one of them. South Arabia is another of them. And it's another country. So there are a lot of abuse on those camps. I'm not at ease with that. I'm not pleased with that. We have to take the migration at the moment is a problem that we have to tackled in the origin. And the origin are countries that are abusing their own populations. They are countries that they are in the new colonization period of companies exploring everything. You see that in Congo. You see the war between Rwanda and Congo. That is, it's incredible because Rwanda is trying to get a part of the mining lands on Congo. It's supported by South Africa. South Africa is supported by the United States. You all end in the United States. A part of that. The other part of that ends in China, because at the moment, the African continent is it's under pressure. It's a new chess game in Africa. And in the past, it was a chess game between the United States and the Soviet Union. And in the moment, there is a chess game between the United States and China. So there are a lot of pressure there, a lot of corruption in the governments, sure. A strong lack of middle class and education that could be a stop to all of that, but the population don't have critical mass to make a stand on liberties, on democracy, on freedom, on stopping corruption, etc. So Africa again and again will be the continent to explore, the continent to colonize again economically now, and that generates a lot of these people that are desperate.
Yeah.
And but just to say something, Mr. David and Mr. Rui, there is something that is very important regarding the situation itself happening in Ceuta. We cannot forget that Morocco and Algeria are regional rivals.
Yeah.
They are rivals. They have a long-standing dispute over the Western Sahara,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. And some analysts, which I've been reading all this morning, believe that this timing for this stampede may not be coincidence, just because of the visit from Pedro Sanchez that I referred a bit ago.
Yeah. I think
This may not be coincidence.
that is the trigger. In my opinion, since the beginning, I'm trying to say that is the trigger. That for me was the trigger. As far as I could understand the problem at the moment, that was the trigger for all of this. Because Morocco also have a lot of migrants that try to pass through these borders and to arrive to south of Spain, not to Ceuta, but to south of Spain. Because you have to imagine that Ceuta is impossible for them. And strategically, it's not a place to go if you want to migrate to Europe, because Ceuta it's a bunker. In one side you have the ocean, and the other side you have a fence, you have a wall, like those beautiful and fantastic walls. They already have built the wall there. So that is a bunker. So everybody that goes from Africa to Ceuta, it's a dead end. So it's a more or less like a desperate move from people that don't understand they are being instrumentalized.
Yeah.
On this question that you said correctly, and I agree with you, Kent, that is a dispute between Morocco and Algeria, and Spain in the middle, and Morocco being supported by the United States at the moment. They are.
Yeah, I believe that.
And the most. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Rudy. Go ahead, please.
No, I was gonna say I believe that. I think there's the thing that we always that I always have to remind myself is whenever I think about what's happening in Morocco and any countries in Africa or outside of Africa, we think about what's happening in Jamaica, what's happening in Haiti, what's happening in Mexico. I always ask myself, how did it come about? And the frustrating part for me when I think about immigration and migration is the folks who usually say the people who promote anti-immigration are the people who encourages immigration by 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 stealing and destroying these countries in a way that allows them, like you highlighted earlier, that doesn't allow them to grow and develop where the people from those countries want to stay in those countries, right? Um, Many of these countries are being, South Africa is a great example of this, where people are being treated as if they were built to be slaves or a birth to be slaves. There are people, the natural resources are being stolen by the West. Let's be honest. And I am part of the West. I'm American, right? So, like, but we go there. We take their natural resources. We kidnap their people. We kidnap their government. We unalive their leaders, and then we're surprised when when the country doesn't rise to have a healthy middle class, and we are surprised when the folks don't want to stay there and they move to those countries that do have a proper middle class. And so that that is something that I always keep in mind, and I always encourage people to keep in mind when they think about those countries and when they speak of those countries.
Yeah,
Circling
you
back, sorry,
as you know,
circling back to what's happening in Spain right now and Morocco, I do believe this is a coordinated attack by certain groups in order to make Spain look the Spain leadership look bad and make the native in Spain be frustrated when they see these migrants, and they're gonna start getting frustrated and more frustrated, and they're gonna blame their leadership when they should not. This is a coordinated attack by the people outside of Spain, and if I am the prime minister of Spain, if I'm in the government of Spain, I would invest a lot to make sure that the news and everybody is focused on the real problem. Kat, I interrupted you earlier. Please say what you were going to say, if you still remember.
No, what I was going to say is that right now I wanted the first interaction that I wanted to see and to learn from was the European Union, because according to the Schengen Borders Code, Spain is required to protect the European Union's external border and prevent unauthorized entry. Spain is now allowed, as it is going after all this day of news, deploy police, military support, etc., etc. But it has no right to close the border itself.
Really?
Spain cannot close the border because of the EU Migration and Asylum Pact. They cannot close this border. So I wanted the European Union to just say something, and so far all the European papers have nothing on that. I mean, we have something from the White House already, like we needed that, for goodness sakes, and we don't have anything from the European Union itself.
She
I
the
think
you
it was time for them to speak.
she did put out a statement on Twitter. I'll see if I can find. What is her name again? I'll find it.
the question here is, I have mixed feelings of this situation because we are talking about lives. We are talking about 50,000 or 60,000 lives.
Yeah.
And I have a serious mixed feelings on this. I'm pro-immigration, so I'm a center-left guy. And but they are testing us at the moment. And I believe, yeah, I agree with you, really. This is a manipulation from the far right. They are trying to see if they break this openness that we support of our borders.
Yeah.
If we close the borders now, you are saying to them that they are right.
Yeah.
But in the same time, if you're not closing, we will not close. I suppose that we'll have 100,000 tomorrow and 150,000 after tomorrow. And
But
I'm
Davidi,
mixed. I'm mixed on this. For
Davidi,
God's sake, I'm mixed on this.
I can help.
Appealing to God, and I'm an atheist guy. So it's my aspiration.
Let me help out on this.
Mr. David, I agree with you. The problem here is returning all these 60,000 or some of the 60,000 people, because Spain only can return migrants to Morocco only if legal conditions are met.
Yeah.
These are the European Union rules. These are the European Union borders. We need to see that. And this is, like you said, Mr. David, this is a far-right trick on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a far-right trick that it's going to exploit. How far are we willing to go to protect our ideas and our conception of rules, of people who need asylum, they don't need asylum, they get asylum here. Humanitarian causes,
Yeah.
first of all. And that is really something that I am facing, as you are, Mr. Defeat. I'm divided here. Because, I mean, there was a stampede when alive to people. This was crazy.
Yeah.
This was literally something like opening a small door and telling people that the house is on fire and
Hey, Tina.
letting everyone in.
Yeah.
That is the problem with that. But sorry, guys, go on. I just wanted to state this because the European Union rules must be conveyed, must be respected, because there are humanitarian rules.
I
And
think
these people need conditions to go to go and meet the police, the army, as they are sending the army now, and set things straight, like, are you here because you need asylum? Are you here because you're running away from some kind of situation in your country that puts you in danger, or life danger?
yeah.
That is exactly what I meant by when I say that this return to Morocco must be made only if legal conditions are met.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for I think we're all on the same page here. I think people who are fleeing from a dangerous situation, and I am pro-immigration. Obviously, I am. I think while I am pro-immigration, I am pro smart, organized immigration, just like I am pro guns, right? And this is kind of very similar to what's happening in the U.S. In the U.S., so like for example, I'm pro guns. Like if somebody wants to own a gun, like, I don't care, do what you want. But I do think if you want to own it, you need to have a license. You need to have a background check. Just you need to make sure you have your. They need to make sure that you don't have any mental health issues before, and it should be of a certain age, right? And you should be required to train so you know how to use it, and so on. But in America, you could go to a parking lot and legally buy a weapon, and not only that, they are selling assault rifles to just about anybody with fingers. And this is the kind of sort of I have the same feelings around immigration. I'm for immigration, and I'm for countries having a their own approach to how they deal with immigration. Let's take Portugal for example. Many of the folks, even on the far right, that I have conversations with, they say to me that they're fine with immigration, but they just want an organized immigration where they know how many people are coming, where they're coming from, can they support themselves, do they have income from home, or do they plan to have a job, do they have a particular skill that does not exist in Portugal, where they're gonna live, like, and how many are coming in within a given year, so it doesn't balloon housing prices. Even though we know it doesn't actually, is not responsible for the housing prices, but they are for smart immigration. I'm sure Spain feels the same way, and the conservatives in Spain likely feel the same way. But what these criminals are doing, by criminals I'm referring to these governments, what these criminal governments are doing is they are forcing people, like, this is the most blatant example of a criminal government, to send 55,000 people through a corridor so they can go into a country that is decisively anti-war, right? And and I'm not mixed about those feelings. The folks who are, and I find it very, like, how do you get 54,000 people to do the same thing and within 24 hours? That's insane. That takes so much logistics. And so when I look at this, I can't. I don't feel very conflicted, because I don't believe the 54,000 people are necessarily fleeing from a bad situation. I'll give you an example of criminal government. And where was it? Was Texas, I believe. Was it Texas? I think it was Texas. What they did, what was it? I think it was Texas. What they did is they picked up all of the homeless people. They got all of the people that had mental health issues. They had all the people that had drug issues. They took all of the people that did not want in Texas. They stuck them on buses and sent all of the buses to California. And then overnight, you had all of these people with mental health issues, with criminal background, and all kinds of dropped into California. They've done the same thing to Hawaii. They do this all over the place. And then, they say, ah, man, California, the weather is so beautiful there. You're going to get all kinds of support. And the government will do this for you. They will do that for you. They convince these people, and bus after bus, whew, they all drop them in California. And so,
No, Mr. Rudy, it was not like that at all. Greg Abbott, in 2022, launched a program that made migrants went on buses that crossed migrants from the US-Mexico border. And they released cities as Washington, New York City, Chicago, Philadelphia, Denver, California. They were sent to all these cities. That's just something that I wanted to say to you, because I remember that news. Greg Abbott is a piece of shit.
David, didn't I tell you? David, didn't I tell you she was special?
Yeah, but I have the same. No,
But
it's very soft.
but what
Cat is surely a lady, because normally when I debate in my language, a piece of shit is only, I don't know, flowers in my vocabulary. I go harder and harder and harder, and so yes and no, really, and that is something that all the rhetoric that you said, if it was said, I'm talking about the rhetoric on the immigrant side. By the way, putting weapons aside, I'm against the liberalization of weapons.
Yeah,
We
no.
don't need a society with weapons. But I'm a gun owner, because I was military for 8 years. I'm allowed to keep my personal weapon with me. So so I'm a gun owner, but I never used. I go to a fire camp and I do some. I don't know what the name is in English. Sorry, when you train
Shooting range.
Usually, but because I have 7 death threats at the moment, I'm normally go outside with my friends. I call it my friends. But I'm against the liberalization of gangs. I don't know. We don't need it. The police need it, and that's enough. And I believe that police do the work, and we cannot do the work for them. If you go hunting, I myself have a problem with hunting. I don't know why. I really don't like. I have dogs. I love animals. I'm still having some difficulty to came from the omnivore diet to a vegetarian diet because I love meat. But I try to disconnect in my mind when I go eat some buy some meat, and I think that is synthetic. It's not coming from an animal, and I buy it and I eat it like that. So
I go hunting in the supermarket, guys.
I don't connect the image of the animal with the package that I buy. Even there, I try to disconnect the things.
If their faces, if a picture of the animal, if their faces were on there, we probably would not eat. But for those who are just joining the chat, we're talking about the migrant situation in Spain. Was it yesterday this happened, or the day before yesterday?
No, yes, I suppose yesterday, today, I suppose.
Yesterday, today,
yeah. Well, in the last 24 hours, Spain saw 50,000 migrants come in from Morocco. And more, and as time goes by, more and more evidence are being shown that this was a calculated dumping to put pressure on Spain and force the conservatives in Spain to be more outraged. But go ahead, Davide, you were going to say something.
I have some difficulty with your argument.
Okay.
Because normally this is a soft argument to put an hard position. When you say, I like, for me it's okay, legal immigration, everybody with the papers, okay, it's fantastic. That is normally the argument of the far right.
Uh-huh.
And that normally it's put it on front. And the real agenda, it's a racist, xenophobic, and homophobic agenda from the far right. So white supremacists here in Portugal make me laugh, but we have some white supremacists. It's only suit our genetics, and we laugh a lot. But some guy says that he's a pure Portuguese race. That guy needs to be put in a mental institution, surely.
Yeah.
But I have a serious problem with that. Sure, of course, everybody wants. Even the most leftist guys here in the political panorama in Portugal wants everybody legal. Sure.
Yeah.
We want them legal. Why? Because they are not a target for abuse, for mafias. They are much more protected by the law, and that is important as a human right. But I don't know, that position, it's used normally for the guys that want re-migration, the return of all of them. And that is the real agenda for that. So with that, normally I am very, very careful when someone says to me, oh, I really want immigrants, but they have to be legal, they have to be necessary, they have to be this way, they have to be controlled. And normally I be quiet, and after that they ask, what is your real agenda? And normally the real agenda is put everybody that is not a pure Portuguese outside of Portugal and return them to their homes. That is the real agenda.
Okay.
On my side, my position is I really don't want to control, because it will be hypocritical for a Portuguese to try to control immigration. And I tell you why. First, second, and third generations of Portuguese outside that are immigrants are 5 million. Half of the population, it's outside.
Yeah.
And if you go to see our history of migration, of immigration, you will see, for instance, in France, the slums in France was almost in the 70s and the beginning, in the ends of the 60s and the beginning of the 70s. All the slums were almost inhabited by Portuguese guys that go there. And that the argument normally that exists, oh, look at the Arabs and look at the Africans, they come only men. Just remember the Portuguese men that go there, that don't bring the family and the kids. Only sometimes after 3-4 years when they have the conditions that they bring the family and the families to near them and to live with them. So my position on immigration is let's have the borders open. Normally, that is a very liberal thing, but that in economics, I'm a little bit more liberal. The market will choose the people who will stay and the people who will go. The market will choose. We have here also a problem that is some migrants that came to Portugal. Some of them will do some jobs that they are overtrained to do it. For instance, we have doctors that came from Africa, that came from Brazil, that came from even the Middle East. They are waiting for the correspondence between courses, between degrees, between Portugal and their origin countries. Mm-hmm. They are working at the moment in the hospitals, cleaning the hospitals, and they are doctors. And so we have to be careful, a little bit careful, when we say, okay, we have to choose those that are going to enter. What are we going to choose? The elite?
They're not going to.
It says that we have to choose those that have much more training and much more education and what the heck, and the rest of the things that need to be done. And no one wants to do it, unfortunately, or it's only the migrants that do it. I will say again, and I said the tourism sector, the agriculture sector, the fishing sector, the guys that deal with the older guys and the women that deal with the older guys and in the nursing
hospice.
What?
Yeah, elderly care. Yeah.
What we are going to bring to Portugal to deal with that? A rocket scientist? The rocket scientists go to clean the streets. It's that. Who's the guy that we are going to do that? But we have really to understand our culture and to understand our country. We have to understand a little bit of our history.
Yeah.
We are a country of mixed races.
Yeah.
We are a country of mixed culture. We have culture from Europe, we have culture from South America, we have culture from Africa, we have the culture of India, we have the culture of even China. We have words of those places in our language. We have habits of that languages. We put the bread on the sauce, we put olive oil on the bread. That is Arab. That is Indian. For instance, all the cities that you see in Lisbon that begin with the A and the L, that you see in Portugal that begin with the A and the L, they are all cities founded by Arabs. So for that sake, we as a country have in the past win a lot. And gain a lot with the mixing of the cultures and bringing the good things of each culture and incorporating ours. If you go to see our golden age, that was the golden age of the discoveries, you will see that the boats that allow us to do this was inspired by a Mediterranean boat, inspired by a former Phoenician boat, inspired by some changes that the Arabs do it in the boat and allow us to do this. The pilot that was the pilot of the boats of the naus that came from the one shore of Africa, from Tanzania to India, and show us the way to there, it was a Muslim guy. So, if we close ourselves, if we don't allow these people to come,
Yeah.
if we don't learn with them the good things that they have in their culture, we are losing as hell as a country, and we are putting our future in a very complicated situation. And I have an example that is an interesting example to understand how the thinking of close, how the close of the borders are complicated and stagnate the growth of the country. If you go to see the history of Japan, you will see that I don't know, in the
I know where you're
17th
going with
century,
this. Yeah, yeah.
18th century, they closed the borders.
Yeah.
They're stagnating,
Uh-huh.
and one day they open the eyes and they have the American Navy on their shores and saying, okay, you are in the Middle Age, just wake up, you are an uncivilized country, so we have to take over and we have to have a dominance over your territory. And we will see after that what happened. And their position and their imperialistic way of doing things, because to that action there was a reaction. But the main issue at the beginning was we have to preserve ourselves. We have to preserve our culture. We have to stagnate. I said to you that there is people in Portugal at this moment that think on the far right that we have to again create an empire and restore the empire of the last century. So for God's sake, just open. Nobody will hurt us. We just have to learn with them. We have some red lines that nobody can pass.
Right.
And that is clear.
Right.
The way that we treat women, that is a badly way, but in the law it's fantastic. So we have to maintain that as a red line. But for instance, in Portugal, I don't know if you are a little bit open to this, but there is a party from the far right that says in the moment that is an example how the guys that are the purest of the Portuguese culture are dealing with women. That party says, it's a movement, it's not a party, that is called Reconquista. One of the proposals is stop to give the vote to the women.
But that is based on Donald Trump's.
It's based on the
That is a rebrand of something that is far older, and Donald Trump went a big buy, which is women must stay home and take care of the house and the children. Women won't be able to vote. Women should shush and shut up and just do nothing if men just hit them, and what is now considered as a crime, a public crime. That is a problem. But what I'm going towards, and I wanted to ask you guys, it's something that it's really on my mind, that was in the beginning of this conversation, and it's still on my mind, that is this thing that it's happening, this chaotic situation that it's happening in Ceuta, is being made by the far right and the extreme far right movements. They are attacking Spain, and Spain was the first one to say no to Donald Trump for their bases not to accept their flights when they are in the middle of the war against Iran. You guys know that. That is what worries me. Because if they do this right now in Spain, they will be able to do it all over the European Union. If we give them that accessibility, the rise of this extreme far right poses a challenge for principles such as to weaken European unity, undermine trust in democratic institutions, and promote policies that divide societies along ethnic, religion, national lines, etc., etc., etc. We must see, and this is a geopolitical affair, summary, it is the extreme far right. And I do believe so.
Yeah, I thoroughly agree with you. This migration, this manufactured migration issue in Spain is likely the work um, of the U.S. and a retaliation. The U.S. and the other country in a retaliation for what Spain has done and the way Spain has maintained its backbone to not support the war and not allow them to use its land to unalive innocent families. In addition, what I like to highlight is when you think about. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. When you think about it, look at what's happening with FIFA. When you allow a crook, when you allow
Gianni Infantino for the UN.
yeah
Another piece of shit.
yeah when you allow the when you allow a bully to bully you around, it only gets worse. After all of the schemes and scams and all of the everything that Trump has done, Europe has not been very steadfast in opposing his behavior. And because he was, it only allowed him to get more bolden and more bolden over time, to take more risk and to just feel like he can do whatever he wants, to the point where he can go and say, hey, let's carve out the profit channel of FIFA. We're going to create a separate entity to collect all of the profit, and we're going to sell 20% of that entity to invest to investors in the U.S. And who's going to do it? The brother of my son-in-law. And so I do feel that as you start to look at all of the pieces all over the place, it does feel like these folks are emboldened and they will do just about anything to 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 advance their agenda, including this. For those who have just joined the chat, we're discussing the migration that happened in Spain over the last 24 hours. Over 50,000 people, migrants have come into Spain within the last 24 hours. As evidence and more information comes out, it looks more and more coordinated. I mean, it has to be coordinated, right? It's 54,000 people. What are your thoughts on what's happening with the FIFA?
It's a joke. It's a joke. But it's a joke since I don't know since ever. But now it's a pinnacle of a joke. This Gianni Infantino, it's an imbecile. This is a shoeshine guy of the guys that have power. I don't know if the guy is corrupt or not. I don't have evidence on that, but I have evidence. I don't have proofs. to be more clear.
Yeah.
And I call them the chihuahuas of the power. You know, we have the guy that have the power, and after that we have a lot of chihuahuas in their surroundings and applauding and wagging their tail. And I see every time I see Gianni Infantino, I see a chihuahua near the owner that is trash. Europe have put an end on that, I suppose. UEFA, the football game without Europe, it's something that it's unthinkable, in my opinion. Also, CONCACAF. on the American side said so. They don't agree with that. And I suppose that Gianni Infantino will have a vote in yes, and they will go away. My question is, it's not Gianni Infantino. My problem here is knowing that people like Trump will. He smells the money. He smelled the money during the World Cup.
Uh-huh.
And he saw that this is something that he don't know nothing about it, but they saw the power of that. They saw that ridiculous last photo, him grabbing, standing with Spain in the final photography.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous guy that wants to have a dump in the toilet of gold. It's that. But they smell it, and when the carnivores smell blood, they don't stop till it hits. So after Infantino will go another person, and during that time, I hope, sincerely,
Yeah.
that the Americans finally can put an end to Trump era and bring someone that is a normal guy, not a clown. And with that, I suppose that we could forget a little bit this position of him taking consideration the football game itself. I have some serious problems. I'm a Portuguese guy, but I don't like football because it is a little bit too much corruption. It's a little bit too much. Yeah.
But Mr. David, just say that, retract yourself. No. A Portuguese guy must like football and not call it soccer. If you call it soccer, I will mute you. I
I don't know if you know it, but the only guy that I know the name that is a footballer is Cristiano Ronaldo. So it's the only guy.
Better him than Messi.
Yeah, for sure.
That war, I have a role on that, and I'm 100% pro Ronaldo, and Messi, it's a mess. So I don't care. That is the only thing that I know in football. But yeah.
By the way, guys, Infantino advisor quit. He quits.
He quit?
Infantino advisor.
Oh, yes, that's right. I did hear about that. Can you share more? I didn't read the whole thing. Can you share more about it?
Okay, let me see if I can. It's on Reuters. A senior advisor to FIFA, Gianni Infantino, resigned in protest and plans to sell a stake in the World Cup on Friday. He resigned as European football threatened a boycott and regional confederations united in opposition to the controversial proposal. He quitted.
Wow. Good for him.
So
who?
He's a Portuguese dude.
Oh, he is?
He's a Portuguese dude.
Of course, right? And only a Portuguese will have the integrity to quit.
Yeah. What the fuck is integrity is? He stays with him during I don't know how many corruption acts in the final end. When he sees that Infantino don't have a future, he quits.
But okay, is it possible for everybody who is just joining in? We're not talking about what's happening with FIFA, and we're surely. Tony says, "I know nothing." We're surely going to connect it to what's happening in Spain as well. But so every single European team has signed a petition and agreed they will protest and they will not play the game, the championship, if this deal goes through.
Not the teams, the federation.
So yes, the federations. Oh, the federation represents the team, right?
Yeah, sure. All the teams, yeah.
So okay, so is the federation? Can somebody break it down for me? The federation, is it one federation with
each country?
And with a person that represent each country, or the federation is like a group of five, and that five people represent the.
No, 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 no. The federation represents all the clubs and controls all the clubs inside the country. Each country has a federation, and by zones. Here in Eurozone, we have the UEFA, that is the head of all the federations in Europe. So for UEFA take this in consideration, what happened is each one of the federations that represent the clubs and the national team say no, agree on no, and I suppose that was 52 votes to 0.
Got it.
55, sir.
Yeah, said no, and after that the final position of UEFA is no, taking in consideration the opinion of each federation.
Okay, I want to make sure I
55
understand.
national associations unanimously signed a statement opposing the proposal and said they would boycott FIFA competitions if the plan goes ahead. And I'm reading this from UEFA side.
Okay.
Sorry, as you can see, I'm a perfect expert in football. I said 52, and I forget 3.
No. That's why we debate, Mr. DeVito.
So it's for Sarah also on the comments that said 55. Sorry, I said 52.
It's all good.
No, for goodness sakes. I'm working and I'm talking to you guys, so
Thank you for joining.
I'm working, cough.
So I want to be. I make sure I understand. UEFA represent all 55 teams. That organization, every team has a single vote. I suppose every team can vote, right? So
Not the team.
excuse me. Sorry.
Not the
Every
team.
country. Sorry, every country gets to. They get a say so. So it's like there's 55 votes, 55 countries. It's not like it's like the United Nations essentially, right?
Yeah, of Europe.
Okay, cool.
There are clubs controlled by UEFA in Europe. CONCACAF, it's the same for South America and the Americas. Okay?
I'm sorry, you said.
So the world is divided by smaller. You have every country that has football has their own federation. Okay? And they are. After that, they have an organization on top of them that is a regional organization. You have a regional organization to Europe, a regional organization to America, a regional organization to Africa, and a regional organization to Asia. And that regional ones that in Europe is UEFA. Aggregates all the votes, and they have a representative on FIFA. Okay, several representatives on FIFA, and that is, I suppose, different because Europe has much more votes than some of the other regional organizations, because we have more countries, more clubs, more money, or whatever. And after that, the votes, I don't know. I don't know how it works. But FIFA is down on FIFA, a degree down. You have CONCACAF, you have CONCAF from Africa, you have Asia, whatever. You have
CONBOL from South Africa, South America, sorry. But it's the case. You guys must differentiate one thing. All 55 UEFA member associations have united yes against the proposal, but not every football federation in the world has signed against it. FIFA has 2011 member associations, and many have not publicly declared their position yet. You must see that.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it's all standing by. We are just waiting for them to support or to reject the proposal until FIFA's decision-making process reaches a vote.
And
that is kind of
what's
going on. But this is pure shit. This is pure shit, guys. I'm sorry. Everything that I'm reading towards the news toward this Gianni Infantino, since even 1 year away from the World Cup, he's, oh God, he's God Almighty sentencing situation towards Donald Trump, towards the world leaders. I mean, this guy is a worthless piece of shit that just connects everything that I'm against in football, for goodness sakes.
Are you a
It
fan of
was a
football?
very good World Cup. Yes, it was. The referees were not 100% accurate, were not working 100. Argentina went with blue collars, just doing their shit and just doing every kind of yellow card that wasn't shown. I mean, it was a good World Cup, even though Argentina was not, definitely not deserved in their games as they should. And we saw what happened in the final when they went against everything that FIFA's supposed to help, just as racism, just like sports, everything. Let's connect each other, love, love, love. Let's have lots of brotherly love, and etc. etc. It was bad in that term, but it was a good World Cup. Yeah, it was. I must say it was.
Yeah, I mean, Davidi says he knows nothing about football. He knows one player. I know less than Davidi. So,
I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, but I do love football. So I got and saw a lot of the games, and
nice.
they were very good games. It was a good scheme, the 48
Hey,
team
Monica, how you doing, love?
scheme. It was a good scheme, but the referees and the new VARs and the new rules, the hydration terms, 2 times in a game for commercial purposes. Oh God. Mr. Dhoni, in your opinion, worst World Cup? I disagree with you. It was an excellent World Cup. It
I,
had beautiful games.
I
Beautiful
think
games.
the
Cape
reason
Verde, it was definitely one of my heroes this World Cup.
I think this one was particularly divisive, given the it just felt so so manipulated. But here's my question, guys. The and please excuse my ignorance. When I look at FIFA, right, and the deal that this guy just tried to pull, what's his name? Francini. When Mr. Francini tried to pull
Gianni Infantino.
Infantino, pardon me, Mr.
Yes.
Infantino tried to pull. So what I'm curious about is if one if the entire European teams, or yeah, the entire European teams boycott this thing, could that potentially lead to him being forced out of his position? That's one. My second question I have for you guys is FIFA is known to be corrupt, right? And they're known for being brutally corrupt when it comes to the World Cup. And so, what makes this corruption that much more significant than the other corruptions?
Because this is not a corruption itself. The great problem here is the money that we are going to. I will not go to spend because I'm not I'm a roller skating guy, so hockey patins it's my thing. So, but I'm old generation. But the problem is you will start to see a kind of management on this game that is more similar to some sports that are controlled in the United States by, I don't know, for instance, I don't know those guys that are the clowns that go to the ring and they beat themselves or they I don't know if they fake the meetings. I don't know. There are some. I don't know the name. Wrestling. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
It's more or less like something like that. That will be. That is controlled. That is controlled by Trump already, or are the guys of the mixing martial arts that are controlled by the, I don't know what is, but we will see something that we don't go by that rule or by that culture. Football, yeah, it's a business at the moment.
Right.
A few years ago, it was not a business; it was something that was more amateur, even here in Portugal. Um, but it's affordable for the people in the country. And we see in the United States, the things that I read about it was that in the United States was everything except affordable. And it was very complicated for people to buy the tickets, etc. And we will see a more business approach to the game. And in Europe, for instance, the breaks for hydration were a joke because we don't stop the games in the middle to pass some publicity or I don't know whatever happened in the United States that we have to stop at 20 minutes. Even if it was raining, everybody have to stop to drink water. I don't know what happened in the mind of the people. But those kinds of things, interrupting for passing commercials and to have guys in the middle earning money, more guys in the middle earning money, it's something that we don't put as important, not important, acceptable. For us, it's not acceptable. It's strange, you know. I know that for you, it's also strange because I'm looking to you and I'm not seeing any coherency in my arguments.
You're good. I'm understanding.
But if you put in the middle someone earning money, someone will have to pay more. And the guys that will going to pay more is the people that assist to the games or go to the games and buy the tickets and etc. And it's not acceptable that. And I suppose that was not the thing that put UEFA against Infantino. That was the drop of water in the glass of water already full that make
tip the vase, that overflowed the vase.
Completely wrong because I suppose in UEFA and in Europe that Nobel Peace Prize of Infantino to Trump, that was the main issue. Also, I suppose that Qatar negotiations and things like that is another issue on Europe. Yes, we have corruption in football in Europe, but on that dimension, we don't have it. That was too much. But this is my opinion.
Yes, Infantino has a lot of issues regarding bribery, racketeering offenses. He was even in the Panama Papers.
No way.
He was in the Panama Papers. Even now,
the disappear and nobody talks about it.
Yes, he was even on the Panama Papers.
What's up, Heaven?
No, and the Qatar 2022 World Cup, Infantino decided to have the World Cup in Qatar, even though the treatment of migrant workers, the human rights concerns, LGBTQ rights, freedom of expression. I mean, this guy has such a length of abusing the system just to have his money and to have his options. And then the relationship between him and the Qatari sheikh or I don't remember the name of the dude. Qatari, Saudi Arabia, sheikh also. I mean, these are just completely disgusting people. We are talking about disgusting people today. What is going on with us? Sorry guys, I'm trying to do something and you guys are just upsetting me towards this piece of shit, because Infantino has close relationships with Vladimir Putin and Mohammed bin Salman. So for me, these guys are just pieces of shit.
Wow.
But tell me, what do you think about the news today regarding Gaza and regarding the Hamas saying that we'll hand over weapons to a new Gaza administration, according to an official?
Wait,
what do you guys think about it? Hamas.
I didn't hear about it. What is the story?
The story is regarding, Trump said it before in one of his live social mumble shit. Hamas says that we'll hand over weapons to the new Gaza administration. This is according to an official, but the deal depends on Israeli withdrawal. What do you guys think about it? Do you think it's about, this is utopia back again? We are going to utopia and Neverland dreams again?
Who's go first?
Go ahead, David. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, so I can't really speak from an informed point
I
of view.
speak to Trump words because Trump words already make, I don't know, many peace treaties with Iran.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this peace treaty with Hamas and the armament of all the Hamas movement will be. I really don't know. And by the way, tomorrow we'll maybe post something saying absolutely the opposite. And I normally don't take a lot of time thinking about what Trump says every day. One thing is clear in my mind. That Israel at the moment have a very clear plan to implement the Great Israel. And the Great Israel it's something that Gaza don't allow Gaza to be to the Palestinians. And Gaza will be occupied and controlled by Israel. Cisjordania will be controlled even more by Israel. And we will see a big slice of South Lebanon being controlled by Israel. And it's the far right from Israel that is in power. It's a guy that is that guy is corrupt. That guy, if goes to a country that have some balls, that will be on jail because it's a genocidal criminal. Saying that, I have to be positioned on this matter, and I position myself in that in a situation that I believe in the Israel state, the right for Israel to exist. But I also believe that the right for the Palestinian people to exist and to have a country, and we have to try that. I know that I prefer to slap in the face the British and the French when they do that. I have done that in the past. The British to promise that land to Israelis, to promise that land to the Palestinians, and to promise that land also to Jordan. And it was a big mess that they have made. By the way, most of the wars that exist in the world are directly linked to the British Empire and for the Berlin Conference in 1884, 1885, when all the empires carved the maps in a stupid way. But we have to deal with reality. The reality at the moment is Hamas don't have the support of Iran, so they don't have weapons. Hezbollah don't have the support of Iran, so they don't have weapons. And with that, saying they are on their knees. So they don't have the ability to fight against whatever. Iran is fighting for themselves and don't have the logistical capacity to put weapons on those places. So we will see a shrink of Hamas. In my opinion, it's a bloody fucking a terrorist group that I don't support, that I really hate. I don't like what they've done in October. It's something that for me, they were first strategically stupid, and second, they were absolutely disgusting doing that. But they found out that in the other side, they are also a government that is discussing. And the government that is also terrorist, in my opinion. So, once again, and talking and making a connection with the migrants in Ceuta, it's the smaller guys, it's the families, it's the children, the women, the men that are in the field that are now in a position of being killed. We don't have anything to eat, and be tortured and be jailed. And those guys that are the guys that are suffering, and we have, I don't know, 1.5 million people there. They will continue to suffer. They will continue to suffer. Because if the project of the Israelis go through, it's the project of Trump, and we will have a Riviera, Trump Riviera, with a big statue of Trump in gold in the middle. I saw the plans. I think it's fantastic. He has a taste, an amazing taste. It's a fine taste.
Yes, the best taste.
Extraordinary. I don't know.
It's the best taste in the world.
It's the greatest artist of all artists in the world.
Yeah.
In the universe.
Da Vinci. Don't forget. Da Vinci told Trump. Don't forget. Da Vinci told Trump directly that Trump was the best artist in the world, the greatest mind to ever live. But I'm sorry, Kat.
I agree. I believe so.
Kat, what are you gonna say?
I was just going to say that this happens, and this scenario that just was shown today in the newspapers, that Hamas will hand over weapons to the new Gaza administration, will only happen when the Board of Peace, Trump's Board of Peace, starts to convey the plan. So the Board of Peace is linked to this. Since the Board of Peace doesn't do shit, I don't know when this will happen. Really, I'm just in here trying to see where this is going to happen. But trying to link the Board of Peace, Trump's Board of Peace, what have they done since last October, the ceasefire last October? They didn't do shit.
I heard they collected fees. They did some.
They just had.
They made themselves richer.
Yeah. I'm not going to that part. That part is already conveyed because we already know that these guys will only mingle and talk to themselves since there are money at stake.
Yeah.
Ooh, lots of money. But since this will only happen if they will hand over the arms to a body established by Trump's Board of Peace, I don't know when this will happen. Really, because you must remember, guys, that Israel is going to elections in 27th of October.
Yeah. That won't change anything. Have you heard about the there are two main candidates, is the guy that's currently the prime minister, but the other person who is leading in the polls is just as bad as this guy. And so if this guy stays in power, it will continue to be what we have will continue. But if he loses, which is very unlikely, if this guy, the guy that's in power right now, if he can control the U.S. government, if he can manipulate the U.S. government, he can definitely manipulate the polls in his own country. But the other guy is also terrible. If you look at,
Are you
if
talking about Naftali Bennett?
I don't remember his name, I do not remember his name.
You're not talking. I mean, Ben Gvir, the actual Minister of Security. This dude is literally fire. This is extreme far right. This guy is not. It's the one that captured the doctors and the people that went in the fregatas to Palestine and made them kneel before the Israeli flag. Flotilla. Thank you so much, Mr. Chen. Only one second.
Tony, maybe you have to educate us on this, if you can.
Tony's quiet.
He might sometimes, there's a lot happening on his side. He might be cooking. He might be.
Hello, greetings. I did the dishes already, everybody.
You never know. Sometimes you're cooking. Sometimes you're at the Playboy Mansion. You never know. So I understand.
I'm a busy man, brother.
Indeed.
I hope everybody's good. First of all.
I hope you're well as well.
Yeah. This Palestinian thing, I've been very active in it since I was a youngster in the States. So it touches home. And just for information, my daughter was on that flotilla, just so you know, okay?
Okay.
She also suffered some consequences when she was detained. She wasn't beaten and but she was highly pressured into signing documents, okay? That she pleaded guilty to a certain number of different accusations. They all did when they got there. Okay? Bro, I'm a big defensor of the Palestinian cause, as I would be a defensor of any other people anywhere in the world that were being occupied and cleansed by another people, just like I was in Rwanda, just like I was in Bosnia, just like it doesn't matter to me if they're of a different religion than mine, which is none, which is donuts. I respect all of them.
Yeah.
As long as they come in peace and they're of good intentions. But yeah, it's the right wing there is people want more land and it's propaganda.
Yeah.
I know I have friends from the States that were of Jewish descendancy, and they actually volunteered to serve in the IDF because it's considered as a mission for the Jewish people to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And I understood that at the time, sort of, but now I look at them and I really think that there's no respect for other humans that share the same piece of land with them, because let's get real. You really don't have to have borders for people to understand and accept each other, okay? That's my first point. Borders are man-made barriers for reasons, bro, whatever, okay? I think we're all the same. We're all looking for the same. We're looking to be happy, to be prosperous, to see our kids grow up and be good individuals, good human beings. And at the end of the day, we're all here fighting because of stupid, I'll call them stupid, ignorant beliefs or dogmas that each and every one of us we start creating because we're brought up in a certain culture or religion, and we don't actually open the doors to accept other people's difference in beliefs.
Yeah.
That's my take on it. It's sad because I see this happening in Palestine. I was a supporter of Yasser Arafat. Back in the days when everybody was saying, he's a T, he's doing this, he's doing that. I would be a T too if my parents' house got invaded, okay, and they stole what was to be one day mine, and I had no land. So if that's what being a T is, then I would be a T
just like all the people that fight for their freedom. Okay, the Africans that fought against my father in Africa, they were called T's here in our world. Okay?
Yeah.
They weren't T's. They were fighting for their independence, for their liberty, for their rights, for their freedoms. Because they knew that the people that were there oppressing them, for the most part, had a lot more freedoms than them. And they had that right to fight. It's a fight. Because you never conquer. Humankind has never conquered anything, let's get real, of drastic change and rights by being peaceful. It's unfortunate, but it is true. Just like the colonies.
Yeah.
If they didn't fight back, they would still be in the same shoes they were 80 years ago. Probably even worse. If there's no rebellion, there is no freedom. And it's part of fighting. You have to make certain sacrifices to fight for those. I do it, and it's not for me, Rudy. I go to the rallies in Lisbon, okay, for the employment. It's not my case. I don't need to go. I can sit home and watch it on TV.
Yeah.
If there's a gay rights, I'm not gay, but I go. You understand? People have to start speaking out in the sense that we're all the same. You may not like my options, but in the same way, I may not like your options, but I have to respect them. Okay? I have to respect them because my freedoms end where the next person's freedoms begin. And I do not have the right as a human being to impose a limitation of freedom as long as that freedom is not harming another individual. But that's my TED Talk for the day. Thank you so much for letting me up. That's me. You know
Always.
me.
No problem.
Very short-tempered if I have to be.
Yeah.
But I'm very human when it comes to, I don't need, I'm a hunky. I'm Portuguese. I'm white. I don't need to be standing up for people. According to some perspectives, why are you doing that? Because a lot of those people are afraid or they don't have that voice to go out and fight for their rights.
Yeah.
That's my take. You may agree with me on my ideologies, you may not, but I will be the person that I will get up off my tush and go out to fight for other people's rights. And I want to die that way because it makes me, I feel it makes me, like I said, Rudy, you can hate me for it, but as long as I myself can look myself in the mirror and say that, look, I'm being a good human being. I'm not going to please everybody. I'm not Jesus Christ. I don't want to be. But I'm happy this way. Anyways, thank you. Time for a big hug.
All good. I agree. I think the most, and this is that we don't see enough. It's when you say freedom of speech, I'm not saying that Tony says that, but when someone says freedom of speech or no immigration or my country first or whatever it is, you must remember that this applies to everyone. And that's the thing I hate about these politicians and some of these business people who are so hypocritical. Is they'll say freedom of speech. Like, look at Elon Musk. He loves to say freedom of speech, but he mutes everyone who disagrees with him, or he mutes everyone who says something bad about him. Trump loves to talk about freedom of speech and being tough on criminals, and they love to say these things. But as soon as somebody says something against them, they want to mute that person. They want to attack that person. They want to say, if, immigration is bad, go back to your country, blah, 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 blah. But they're not prepared to do the same thing. His wife is not from the U.S. His oh man, these things. His wife is not from the U.S. And those who say free, who blatantly talk about immigration are not. They're before you say I will bring all of our people back to our country. No more. Oh shoot, sorry about that. But before you say,
Your sound is terrible.
oh sorry,
It's terrible. I don't see this.
can you guys hear me now?
Yes,
Perfect.
a little bit louder. Can you put it a little bit louder, Mr. Rose?
Yes. Can you guys hear me better now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, perfect.
You are higher.
Perfect. I find it fascinating
Yes,
because
sorry.
it's okay. I find it fascinating. If you're going to say in America we need to send every immigrant back, like right now they're attacking the Haitians. Like okay, well then you need to bring all of your people back home. Make sure that all of the Americans come back home as well. Everyone who is living abroad, make sure they come back home. And also, when you say no more immigration, you need to make sure that you stop disrupting other people's countries. Stop stealing from other people's countries. Stop hoarding all of their resources. And that's part of I do not like that. And so I commend people like yourself, Tony, when they say, you know what? I am for freedom of life. People should have the right to live peacefully. And if that means if someone that I know or someone I love is attacking someone's freedom of life, then I will also stand up against that person for attacking somebody's freedom of life. It is not a buffet. Oh, it's freedom of life for me or anyone that looks like me or anyone that agrees with me, but no one else. You know what I mean? And so when people say freedom of speech, make sure that you know that freedom of speech also means that the speech can be against you. When you say no immigration, make sure that you are also prepared to condemn immigrants from your nation and to other people's nations. When you say America first, make sure you're prepared to condemn America's action to steal natural resources from other countries that are trying to support themselves, that are trying to grow their middle class, that are trying to have a better life. When you say our government should be protected, make sure you condemn people who are unaliving other governors or other politicians from other countries in order to progress their own agenda. When you say no corruption in our voting system, make sure that you also condemn America when they say, hey, when they send envoys to what was it? Is it Colombia to manipulate their elections? Like make sure it is even and fair. So I salute you, Tony, and everyone else who stand tall on the truth. And that is my TED talk.
I will say something regarding freedom of speech. And it's something that yesterday I was around TikTok and I went to a famous live here. I think Mr. David knows. Mr. Kachper live. Do you know Mr. David?
Oh, God.
What the hell? What the hell?
Who is that?
Jesus Christ. What
I
did I see?
Rudy,
I don't know who that is.
went to his
Rudy,
live.
if you spoke Portuguese, You would have a ball with these lives.
Really?
If you spoke Portuguese, you would learn every curse in the dictionary within the first 15 minutes, guaranteed.
But it was funny as shit because the conversation started regarding the situation in Ceuta, Spain. The situation started there, and there was one kind woman in the live that was saying that all the blame was to be put on George Soros.
What the fuck?
Sorry. And among a series of misunderstandings and mistakes and historic uh, dates completely taken out of place, she said something that really turned me. I mean, she said that George Soros took Thailand to bankruptcy. She said that, I swear to you guys, George Soros took Thailand to bankruptcy. She said that, and I tried. This is about freedom of speech, right?
Right.
You do have your freedom of speech if you at least you see more than one source. If you are completely taking one side, taking the other side, seeing, reading, checking out, confirming sources, and etc. And this was to blame on George Soros, and she went on and on and on. And I tried to tell her, lady, for crying out loud, George Soros is a Democrat. Yes, we know that. Has a lot of interests and business all over the world, but for once he didn't took Thailand to bankruptcy. He went and introduced baht when the economy presented important fragilities, and he bet on baht against the baht and along the dollar, which took Thailand to go to bankruptcy for real. But he was just a businessman trying to do his things, trying to do business. He didn't take the country to bankruptcy, for crying out loud. This was just one of the conversations. And that's why I believe in freedom of speech. But please, people, check your sources. It's not that hard.
Lady Cheshire, I heard he was also responsible for the American Revolution, wasn't it, George Soros?
And he's the guy that put the world, the planet as a flat pizza.
Yeah.
I don't know that one, but I just know that it was like half an hour passed by, and I was just talking to myself. I did not punish anyone. I don't deserve to be punished. I did not make the sins. I'm not sinful today. I am behaving, so I don't deserve this kind of shit.
Yeah.
In my life, trying to explain to a woman that by the sound of her voice was not 18, was 50s or 60s, and I was just trying to tell her, ma'am, this is not accurate. You should learn your history before you try and use your freedom of speech.
that requires much work.
I have a much more, I don't know, rigid approach to the freedom of speech. I really don't care about that kind of situation. But I believe my principle. This is something that we constantly discuss on for instance, TikTok, and here the most moderated persons on TikTok normally we discuss between us, and the idea is we put in the same basket all the arguments, but there are part of the arguments that cannot be put in the same basket. And I am a very, very, very defensor of the the paradox of Popper, the paradox of tolerance. And Popper says something more or less like that. It was a very, very brief note, and I reinterpreted that. So feel free to try to check what he really wrote about. But my interpretation of that word applied to our daily lives is that we should and we have to be tolerant with the tolerant and absolutely intolerant to the intolerant. And that is a main issue between us and the far right. When they say, oh, my opinion is equal to yours. No. If your opinion is against other people, if your opinion is against blacks, if your opinion is against Muslims, if your opinion is against other ways of life, you don't have the right to say so. So be quiet. You can have opinions about flat earth. It's funny. You can have opinions, for instance, they told me that I'm an hybrid between a reptilian and an Anunnaki. For me, it's fantastic. Let's go. I'm crazy too. We can have opinions about we love a red rose or we love a carnation. I really don't know that. That is important.
That's a great point.
We have to have a filter for the things that God says. If it's a fact or it's not a fact, you cannot have an opinion about something that is a lie. But we can tolerate that and we can teach you. But there is a fraction of the things that you cannot have. That is forbidden by law. Racist, xenophobia, etc. All the topics that you know. You don't have to have opinion. You don't have to have opinion. Let's be more crazy on this. You don't have to have opinion about having sex with children of 2 years. You don't have to have. It's criminal. I don't have to listen to you. I have to put you in jail. And these people mix everything in the head. And when we say, okay, you are being racist, please stop. And they normally said, oh, this is not a democratic life, or this is not a democratic conversation. No fucking shit, this is an illegal one.
Yes, indeed. I agree completely with you. Sorry. It is, and the Portuguese lives, Mr. Rudy, if you have the privilege to talk Portuguese and to enter these lives, you would be ashamed as a human. You would be ashamed because people don't know their history. People do not understand facts and how the process of fact checking really stands by. They just say what they heard, like, oh God, I want to translate this, mas quintos dos infernos, nos quintos dos infernos, no raios que Esparta. Okay. And they just say it out loud, and they sound, for them, they sound very intellectual, because they know who George Soros is, even though they don't know who George Soros is. And this was just an example in the middle of 500 examples. I just tried to give my opinion, and I went there because it sounded like a good debate. And I went there for like, what, half an hour. And then I just quit. I left TikTok and I was just mad with myself and just like, oh God, why did I even go there? Why did I even spend my time there? It's bad. It's truly bad. It's truly bad. And I received some from someone that I like, someone who is very nice, a guy here. I think Mr. David and Mr. Tony knows him, Chega de André. I received these fabulous clips of lives where people say the most.
He clarifies, Rudy. He changes a lot. He doesn't change, excuse me. He changes into coins what a lot of people see as a bill one brings out things that are going on in the far right. Okay, there are things going on in the far left too, but nothing comparable. Okay, at this stage in the game, at one point in history in Portugal, the far left was a lot more radical. Okay, we had a group that was going around just creating fireworks. That was during the beginning post-revolution. But the right wing also had it too. They were then getting revenge by blowing things up just for the sake of it to each other. But nowadays, the extremism of violence, okay, has come from the far right. The far left always has in history reacted sort of in this way. When it's completely pushed against the wall, okay, that's when it takes up arms. Until then, it resorts to rallying, protesting, civil movement type thing. Like the ACLU, they tried to do things, you know, by the book. And then you had the Black Panthers who, if you didn't follow our rules and you mistreated us, we're going to get you back. So that's kind of like how the far left is here. It's dormant. It doesn't bother anybody when everything's going good, but that's a European culture, Rudy. It's not just Portuguese. The left only rises to arms when it's pushed against the wall, and normally the consequences are devastating. But Shigandre, if you have a chance, take a look at some of his posts. His lives will be more difficult for you because of the language. But his posts, you can get an idea through the visualization of what he...
Please maintain Rudy on the Eden with Adam and Eve on the paradise.
David, I'm trying to integrate him.
For God's sake, don't integrate to that shit.
No, I want him to have a sense that we have as Portuguese of what's really good. You understand what I'm saying, David? Para ele ter uma percepção diferente daquilo que é. I know.
A realidade do nosso TikTok.
Exactly. The reality of what goes on, Rudy, in the Portuguese TikToks when it comes to political discussion. It's hot, it's nasty, it's temperamental. I usually just drop in, grab a bag of popcorn, throw it into the microwave. Because I'll be honest, at this point, I don't think by losing Michael, I'm going to change anybody's mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not going to change somebody's mindset. Do I have to accept it? No. Do I have to respect it? Yes. I don't have to accept it. Do I have to respect it? Yes, I have to respect it. But I also demand that I get exactly the same level of respect for my difference than from the other person's difference. But yeah, we have become like this in the past couple of years, especially since certain movements started becoming public. They existed, don't get me wrong. You had the Hamaskins here in the 80s. They were violent. Rudy. Okay?
Yeah.
They even unalived a person at the door of a political party in the middle of Lisbon. Okay?
Right.
It was that bad. It slowed down, but nowadays there seems to be a justification for you to be publicly this, that, and the other thing. Things that were not socially acceptable. Now it's okay for you to come out and say certain things that maybe aren't in accord with human values. Once again, that is my take. I'm not looking to convert anybody. Okay, it's my take.
Mr.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm going to be very honest with you. I do not respect if I see someone saying something completely wrong and it's not correct and it's not fact checked. It's only a conspiracy theory that someone had, I don't know, in the grocery store, whatever not. I do not respect because I try my best, and yesterday I tried my best to just say, listen, this is what happened. If you go, you have internet, correct? You have the web.
Google it.
Google it. Just Google it. It's easy. It's not like in 1980s where you have to go to the library and have to go to the book. Now, right now, you have in your cell phone, you have the possibility to just discover what really is going on. And what you're saying is wrong, ma'am. That is a conspiracy theory, that it's not accurate. And she got mad with me. I got mad with myself because I was a piece of, I was making myself angry and angrier because of a situation that doesn't go anywhere. She's saying yes and
Lady Cheshire, just what, I'm sorry, Lady Cheshire, with all due respect, let me just ask you one question. Was it worth burning all of the good energy that you had? And did you change that person? That's the only one.
no,
I know, even though you have the facts, lady, save all that energy for the people that love you.
Tony, can I disagree with you? Sorry,
Go ahead, brother, go ahead.
Can I disagree with you?
Of course you can.
3 years ago or 2.5 years ago, I have had my debut here in TikTok because it was territory that I really don't know what the hell was that. So let's check TikTok because all the young guys love TikTok and I arrived here in the Portuguese section, if you can can't call it that, and it was 100% dominated by the far right. It was a circus of horror here. They themselves radicalized themselves between themselves. It was crazy. If a guy said, I will take the arm, the hand, the finger, the other guy, oh, I will go and take the hand. And the other guy says, I will take the arm. And the other guy says, I will take the hand. And that was the kind of conversation on the far right here in this platform. And I began to try to change them. Enter on the lives. I am a very combative guy in the words. I curse a lot. It seems that it's not the thing of me, but yeah.
It's the Portuguese way.
I'm very harsh on the argumentation. I'm very harsh when I try to crash, but I try to crash really that kind of people, I crash them. It's not because of being me being a little flower that they threaten me 7 times of being unalived if they find me on streets. We try to grab a group of people. One of the guys of the group, of that group, was beaten in the streets in Guimarães. It was news here in Portugal. He was beaten as hell because of the things here in TikTok by a group of, at 11:43, was grabbed in the streets and beaten. And
11:43 of the skins, Rudy. It's a skin movement.
Okay.
And that guy and we, in our minds, we were a little bit utopic. We said, okay, we have to change these guys. We have to go there and go with the facts, showing the facts, and etc., etc., etc. And on my side was the economical part and a little bit of geopolitical and things like that and history. The other guy was expert and etc., etc., and go there and speak with them and on those topics. But we found out one thing that everybody now knows. We are talking with guys in the cult. They believe in the God. They believe in the dogma. And the facts don't mean absolutely nothing for them. And the main issue It's by the way, when you are dealing with cult, every time that you have a different opinion of the guy of the cult, though that guy seems that you are hitting him with a fist or are being violent with him because you have a different opinion of him. So we said, we are losing time talking with these guys. And I say, yes, we are losing time talking with these guys, but we forget one thing.
What's that?
That lives are not only the guys that are on the windows, are also the guys that are on the commentaries, and are also the guys that are outside looking to the lives. And those guys, some of them are in the middle. Some of them don't have their own mind aligned with something. Some of them have problems. Some of them try to solve their problems in their daily lives. And if the only message that passed to them is the message of these guys of this cult, they will convert more people to this cult. So our obligation is to go there, fight them on their territory, if it's possible.
I do it, but not online. I do it out on the street. I don't do it online because I get my energies, brother.
Okay.
Sometimes you try to do it online and drop it right on them.
Yeah, it depends on the way of being. If the people is more at ease with that or that tool, it's okay. But if we give them this territory to them, this is a recruiting tool. And when I fight with them, I'm not fighting to change their mind. I'm fighting to try to transmit information for the guys that are assisting to that conversation, for them to have the tools to check if I'm saying correctly, if they're saying correctly, and try to push them away from this madness. So my opinion is that the moderates, the guys that have a more liberal opinion, the guys that are even from the right, I don't have any problems with the right, absolutely no problem. But we have to be, all of us, trying to fight on this and other in other places, whatever. But we don't. We must fight every inch of the territory. That is my position. But I know perfectly that I will not convert anyone of that cult.
Oh, of course. You know that. I know you know that.
No, there are two people here, only two since I'm here, that changed the opinion of the vote. One, it's the guy that I have a lot of clashes in the past, and that is here, and is from the far right. But one day when he was in the live, someone told him that all the people that have mixed families must abandon the country because they are not the pure Portuguese. Because the pure Portuguese, it's the Portuguese that marries with a Portuguese woman, that have sons that are Portuguese.
With the Portuguese or with this cousin? Because we also die.
Yeah, but the guy that was there, that till then it identifies as the far right, something click in their mind, and he says, but I'm married with a Brazilian.
It hit home.
And in that moment, the guy that was in the life even worse than Cachipero, it was alive in the far right, it was MEF, if you know it, says to
Yes,
him,
I do.
You are a fucking traitor. You have to leave Portugal. You are not dignified to be a Portuguese guy. And he says for himself, what the heck I'm doing here? And that
is exactly what happened during World War II. When they came for the guy down the road, it didn't bother me. When they came for the guy 2 blocks away, it didn't bother me. One day they came for my neighbor. I remained silent. It wasn't me. Guess what? There was one day that they knocked on my door and it hit home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
So I know that sometimes we have to be careful. For instance, when I go to a live that is controlled by the far right, I see if I have enough space to combat them. Because if I don't have enough space, I go immediately out.
Yeah.
Because my presence as a moderate gives them the argument to say that they are very democratic because they allow moderates there. So I manage my presence on those lives because of that, essentially. But every time that I can, I don't know if you already see me in lives, in Portuguese lives.
Yes,
Sometimes I'm a fucking piss, but yeah, I know it.
David, 2 nights ago, you lost your shit, bro. Eu adorei. Eu tava assim, I was just sitting on the sidelines eating my popcorn. Actually, I asked for a hot dog 2 nights ago. He went off like, sit down, boys, I'm gonna educate you now. And honestly, when you have facts, there are no arguments. You can't debate facts.
Here's I disagree with that, Tony. You can absolutely debate the facts. Trump does it every day. Elon does it every day. Does it make it true?
They just repeat a lie, even though they're losing. They just keep repeating the lie.
Yeah.
That's all they just keep on doing. They ignore the actual fact.
I completely
That's what
agree.
Yes, I have social. I have life social. It's life social. I have it.
And I think it's important to dive into these conversations because here's my personal experience, right? I'm not for the Republicans. I'm not for the Democrats. I'm for the right ideas. And what I've learned from my experience is sometimes I'll have one perception based on my narrow experience, and I'm convinced of that perception. And I'll have a conversation with someone who disagree with me, and I will walk away from the conversation thinking to myself, I sometimes I walk away thinking I was wrong, and that's okay. You know what I mean? And sometimes I walk away thinking, you know what, this is a good point. I'm not so sure about my position anymore. I need to do some research to make sure I gather more facts to see if this person that I just had a conversation with, has a truly a valid point. And I also think, particularly in today's world, we need adults in the room. It is crucial for us to have an adult present in the room. And what I mean by that is someone who has the temperament and the clarity and the integrity to speak up when it's not necessarily the popular thing to do. And, just like, if like whenever I have a political or financial or immigration, whatever debate here or online, and a person or a group of people starts to get loud or rude, even if they are defending my position, I will have them. I will check them on it. I will tell them to be respectful. If not, they can step off. So if a conservative point of view jumped into the chat,
Rudy, your sound's going down. Rudy, sorry.
sorry, I don't know what's going on. What I'm saying, if I defend, I think having an adult in the room is important because even if someone comes into the chat and let's say someone that's conservative, let's say someone that is conservative or have extreme conservative views or whatever it is, come in and they start to share their point of view, I want to hear it. I genuinely want to hear it. So if someone that agrees with me starts to be rude to that person, I will let them know they need to respect the room, or they will get kicked off, right? Because everyone has the right to have a conversation on this, and so yeah, so I think my point is, when Davidi, Cat, yourself, Tony, I see Gary does it often in the comment sections. When someone comes in and they come in with the facts with a different point of view, even though the crowd is screaming one thing, it does have an impact on people when they hear the truth. The truth is the truth, and oftentimes the truth will just outshine the bull. It may not convince everyone to do the right thing, but it matters.
It's like Voltaire said, I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to death your right to say it.
Yeah,
I am like that.
yeah, exactly.
I am like that.
Yeah,
And if it is something that I know and I may be learning, and then I will take my searches and I will take my steps towards reading a book about it and talk about it with some people. It really depends, but I will defend to the death every point of view.
yeah,
But if there are mistakes there, and I'm trying to say to someone, listen to me, listen, just try to diverge. Try to see one point on the end, on the left hand, and another theory on the right side. And when I say left and right, I'm not speaking about politics. I'm speaking about just a way to pose discovery of arguments.
right.
Oh, sorry. Andrew Tate just posted an X. Andrew Tate.
Oh
You
yeah.
guys know Andrew Tate, right?
Yeah, you follow Andrew Tate and you are a great supporter of Andrew Tate. Absolutely, I support.
Yes, oh yeah, I support. I follow
I can see that.
everyone, Mr. David. I follow everyone. I am curious. I am a kushka. I want to know what everyone is saying about everything. But what I was about to say, I respect every point of view as long as it has backup and it has a plain sight history. It's like this. It's not philosophy. It's like journalism. You go and put the one side and you see the other side, and you mix them, and then you have the truth. One point of view towards the other point of view, because history cannot be told by just one point of view. It has to be surroundings. It has to be the atmosphere. It has to be the politics. It has to be everything. So in these lives where I usually run away as I can, shit, I will just don't waste my time, and especially with far-right groups. Mr. David, I commend you, I bow, but I do not have the patience to change, especially if we are talking about 1143. I'm not going to speak about it because I don't have the patience for that. I already had, my family, my grandfather was unalived by Pete because he was a communist, yes. He was unalived in the cells, he was under arrest, he was unalived, and I fight every day, but I fight for the truth. I fight for, if I see that, for instance, I'm a democratic socialist, I believe in encouraging, questioning healthcare, freedom, democracy above all. Just standing points, not going to digest everything, but just standing point. I stand for it. I go to. It's like Mr. Tony was saying before. I go to LGBTQA. I go to the Pride Day. I go to, if there is a work CGTB, UGT march, I will go there. I will go there because I want my voice to be heard. I want my voice to be heard. And if that takes me to TikTok and to spend my time, my precious time, instead of reading a good book or working, because I have to work and you guys are just trying to make me stop my work, so it's all on you. I'm going to say my boss. I'm going to say that to my boss.
Do you need me to spell Tony's last name for you?
What?
You want me to spell Tony's last name for you so you can give it to your boss?
Oh, no, yes. I will just invent something. I will just say it was Mr. Rudy Cherry's life. I don't care. Mr. Tony, you can just get along. And Mr. David, you guys are just, it's your fault. I'm not working. But anyways, I am nice, and I. But yes, I will always defend everyone's ability to say what's in their mind. But please, have all the facts.
Yeah.
Have all the facts, and most of it. Have empathy. Be proud of what you are, and be proud of the society in which you live. And if it's not the perfect, because it is never the perfect society, try to make it as perfect as it can be. That is me, and was my TED talk. Thank you so much. In my profile, you can see where you can send your money, and that's it, guys.
I have a slightly different opinion of you, Rudy. I believe that there are some red lines. If you cross the red lines for me, you don't have space. I will not give you space. That is my approach. And the red lines I talked to you before. Also, my red lines are also at Catholic red lines. That is, please don't lie. Please be. Come with facts. If you don't come with facts, we can discuss the facts. Try to understand the facts. If you continue to go in the wrong place, argument without facts, or inventing facts, or faking the facts, or whatever you call it, I will trash you. But this is my approach. But I'm 100% with you when you say that different opinions we need different opinions.
Yeah.
There is a politician here that I like a lot, that is also a poet, that is Manuel Alegre. And Manuel Alegre says, in the past, I don't know, a lot of years ago, said one thing that if two people with slight different opinions, but with opinions, talk together, you have a dialogue. If two people with absolutely, one has no opinion, or the opinions are in the extreme, we don't have a dialogue, we have two monologues. And if we are in the scenario of two monologues, I normally trash the other guy. But the question here is exactly where is the frontier? Where is the point of you permit the other person stay and have a conversation, or pseudo conversation, occupy the space, you give them the credibility of occupy the space, and the other people don't say absolutely nothing that's worth 5 cents. And when I say that they say absolutely nothing that's worth 5 cents, they are those things that I put on the red line. And the red line is fake, and the red line is homophobic, and the red line is xenophobia, and the red line is a lot of things. So I don't give space to them. I don't give the space to them. In the past, we tried here in the other forums to give space for that people, and normally what we get is a lot of time spent on listen to them, then themselves appropriate our space, our time, and the people that we grab and put to listen to them, and make use of that time and that space on their own benefit, spreading the fake news, spreading whatever they want to spread, and I don't permit that. I understand you and your position. Some people are a little bit more combative, and the others are a little less combative. I'm a very combative guy, and yeah, I don't give space to shit. Sorry, my language.
It's okay. It's okay. The Prime Minister of Spain put out a statement. Anybody's interested in hearing it?
I don't listen. Yeah, can you? I don't know.
The Prime Minister of Spain put out a statement in response to what happened over the last 24 hours. Logic, yeah, wagwan. He says what has happened is an attack on Spain's territorial integrity and deserves our most resounding and energetic condemnation. All of Spain stands with the people of Ceuta. I think that's how you pronounce it. The government of Ceuta. The government of Spain stands with the autonomous city. Thank you for the cooperation to the thank you for the cooperation that we had always maintained with the city government. We will use all of our resources. We will use all of the resources of the state to guarantee security and coexistence, and our total and resounding commitment to the future of the autonomous city of Ceuta.
Perfect.
Ceuta. The Prime Minister of, not the Prime Minister, but what is the title? What is the title? The lady who runs.
Prime Minister of Spain, yeah.
No, the President of the EU Commission she put out a statement saying the images coming from Ceuta are unacceptable. We cannot allow anyone to come to our union without abiding to our rules. Dangerous crossing must stop immediately. Smuggling networks must be dismantled, and returns must be swift as our rules allow. I tasked 2 commissioners to control the situation. Somebody Brunner, I don't know how to say his first name. Magnus Brunner is already working closely with Spain and is ready to travel to the city to the critical points. He will work on additional operation support to Spain, including through Frontex. I wish I put a space between these things. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. Is in contact with the Morocco counterparts. I am confident that our close partnership with Morocco will help deliver concrete results.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so for Morocco, because Morocco needs a lot of money from Europe. The transfers every year for a lot of projects. So you have to put some sense on the Moroccan government. And by the way, if you want to call and have a meeting with the King of Morocco, you have to go to Paris, because the guy lives in Paris, not living in Morocco.
Of course, and they wonder why people are leaving.
Yeah.
And they wonder, how is it that the King of Morocco lives in Paris? Like the corruption is. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Luis, I can't see it. Hold on. He says this. Where is it? Oh, it is. Spain's PM can go himself. I disagree with you, Luis. I'm a big fan of the Spain's government and prime minister.
And Mr. David, he doesn't officially live in France. I cannot stand by that fact, sir. I will go with you with all my strength and say to you, he does live in Morocco, but he has Chateau de Bons in northern France. It's a family estate originally acquired by his father, King Hassan II, but he lives mainly in Morocco.
The last information that I have from Moroccan guys, the guy was not there.
Well, he spends a lot of time in France, so it must be like 364 days and 1 day in Morocco, so he says.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. And 24. Yeah.
Yes,
So
60% of Morocco's export go to the European Union, so they need a lot of money from the European Union.
yeah, I mean, for those who for the people who have missed the earlier conversation on this particular topic, um, the conclusion that I think everybody came to is this is a form of corruption from the West, from the West, from probably the U.S. and that country in the Middle East, and support from some other folks. I hope you guys can hear me. It doesn't. 50,000 people is the size of an arena. It's a stadium. It's a stadium. 50,000 people is a stadium. To get 50,000 people to come into a country in a single day and nobody knows about it it requires logistics and strategy, planning, something that would be something that took resources that migrants simply do not have. Right? Communication, it takes a lot of logistics to get 50,000 people to do something within 24 hours, within 1 day. Like, think about a stadium concert. Think about what it takes to promote a football game or a concert where there's 50,000 people coming into one particular location. The time that to promote it, to get the word out, to the train, the cars, the gas stations, the roads, like all of the things that it requires to make that happen is it's not easy. So this was not a random thing. This is a coordinated event to put pressure on the Prime Minister of Spain. And you will not gaslight me or try to bamboozle me into believing that, Spain just needs to get their border under control and blah, 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 blah. That's BS. Okay? They they did this in order to unravel the Spain economy. They did this in order to piss off the Spaniard people and to give the conservative party ammunition to go after the prime minister and more. So this you're not gonna know.
Oh, Mr. Rudy,
Yes, ma'am.
you are very interested in this FIFA UEFA relationship.
Right.
I advise you to go to The Guardian. There is an analysis there, an article, a very good article if you want to read more about it.
Okay, I'll take a look. So nobody answered my everybody answered one question, but my second question was, do you guys believe we got 15 minutes, about 15 minutes left for the stream? E botar MFP, tudo bem? Do you guys believe that this last move from the president of FIFA will get him fired from his position?
didn't heard. Yes, I didn't heard. I didn't hear what you said, Mr. Rudy. Can you just make the question once again?
Sure thing. Do you guys believe that the president of FIFA will get fired for trying to sell off the revenue side of FIFA, particularly given that every single country in the European nation are boycotting this move?
100%.
You think he's gonna get fired?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
How long? Give me a time frame.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You just
1
guess.
month. I don't know. They are on holidays and etc. They have to meet. They have to have a meeting for the, I don't know, September.
September, okay.
FIFA president can be removed from office with the elected 211 national football associations will have to give him a vote. It's not that simple. He cannot be fired simply. 211 national football associations have to reach a consensus for him to be fired. So it's quite, they will have to give a vote of no confidence. If that happens, the majority of the 211 member associations, he will be fired. Yeah. So it's just. I don't think that he has no intention. Sorry, he has no intention of leaving the job, and I don't believe that he will be fired because the World Cup was a success. It was billions of dollars in revenue.
Yeah, but he makes a lot of bad decisions during the World Cup. A lot of credibility was lost during the last World Cup. A lot of countries are demanding investigations because of what happened during the last World Cup. And coming out of the World Cup, coming out of all of that drama, and with his history and shady relationships, let's call it that, he tries behind everybody's back. He tries to sell FIFA.
Mm-hmm.
That's he doesn't have a great reputation right now.
I know. I'm just stating that from those 211 associations, football associations, there has to be a majority for him to be fired, unless, of course, like Mr. Tony was saying, he resigns. And I do not believe he wants to resign. That is the great issue right now. He does not want to resign, especially with the hype that he has now since Trump wants him as the Secretary General of the United Nations. Sorry, guys. It's a joke. It's a joke.
That is excellent. Yeah. I pay to see. Yeah.
I would pay too. It would be wonderful. It would be better than Melania Trump talking to the Security Council about I don't know about children that. What was about Ukrainian children, something like that. She talked to them for about 1 hour and a half, and I was just looking at it and was just like, what the fuck? What the fudge? I mean, really, for goodness sakes. Melania Trump. Oh my
People are looking.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Leonardo.
There is only one way. Don't call me son. Call me Leo. Everybody calls me Leo. Leo will be fine for everybody. There's only one way you can be removed from office. It's with an ethics commission, and if it's proven
that he did any type of corruption. Until today, only one FIFA president was taken from office, was Sepp Blatter in 2015. So, if nothing is proven, he will stay there. He's still making money to everybody, so they don't care.
No, but what about? I'm talking about the corruption is one thing. That proving what the corruption during the FIFA games is going to be very difficult, damn near impossible. But in him,
With Sepp Blatter.
I'm sorry.
Sepp Blatter happened. It was with the previous FIFA president happened. It was proven he was banned.
Cool.
It can be done.
Yeah, no,
It's
no.
not easy, but it can be done.
Yeah,
Yes, it can
everything.
be done. Yeah.
Almost.
It
Yeah.
is done with Blatter. Yes, you're
You
completely
will
right.
say that he's doing stuff that might denigrate the name of FIFA. Yeah, but so has been Donald J doing everything, still in power.
No, but when you look at what's happening with the deal he tried to close behind everybody's back to sell the revenue side of FIFA.
Nobody cares.
People, well, UEFA, every team and UEFA, which is 55 team or countries, I caught myself, 55 countries, or sign a boycott against the deal.
Nothing will happen of it, because in the end of the day, he's making money to everybody. Simple. Now FIFA will have an election. I don't know when, and if anybody wants to remove him from office, anybody that will be running against him has to win. If not, he will say.
Rudy, we're having the same process here because of corruption in the federation, the Portuguese Football Federation.
Okay.
And the referee league and corruption in games that's going on right now. It's also hitting the stack because our president, the guy that represents us at UEFA and also at FIFA, our delegate, the president of the Portuguese Football Federation, he's also involved in mega corruption schemes.
It's mega, not maga. Mega, okay?
There's a difference. Yeah, nah, it's, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I know nothing about football. I know nothing about sports. So you guys know far more about this topic than I do. That's why I asked the question.
It has nothing to do with sports, brother. It's simple. He's making money to everybody.
Yeah, making money is one thing, but stealing is another. Like, people are very.
What it is?
If he is, if he went on, not if he went on, if it sounds like he created a subsidiary. He created.
Sound. Do not hear you.
There you go. It sounds like he created a subsidiary to under FIFA, because FIFA is a nonprofit. He created a subsidiary under FIFA, and that subsidiary will or now owns all of the revenue stream for FIFA. Ticket sale, licensing, products, all of it. They own all of it, and from there, he tried to sell 20% of that subsidiary to private entities in the U.S. with the brother of the son-in-law of the American president. Now,
non-profit doesn't mean they cannot make money with licensing.
No, they make money. No, that's two different things here. FIFA's a non-profit, but all non-profits, almost every non-profit makes money. The point is, he went in and created this subsidiary and tried to sell 20% of that subsidiary. And it doesn't sound like the rest of the corporation, the rest of the people involved knew about it. The board didn't seem to know about it. What is it called? No, that's not. UEFA didn't know about it. No one else knew about it. So he was doing, this is This is very shady business. When you're taking the resources from one place to send it off without talking to the board, without talking to all of the parties involved, you stripping all the resources to sell off to make yourself richer and make other folks rich. That is something people tend to not appreciate. Even though if you make somebody, if somebody is working for you and they make you $100 million, and you find out that person is stealing $2 million from you, you're gonna fire that person because they can't be trusted. They just can't be trusted. You may have caught them stealing $2 million, but you don't know what else they've done in the past, and you don't know what else they will do in the future. So you got to get rid of them. And plus, this is in my view, this is a huge thing. When you strip all of the revenue and you sell it off to a private entity, the private entity is contrary to a nonprofit. Their sole purpose is to make more money for their shareholders. And so,
Ethically,
so
I agree with you. Ethically is bad. But they don't care. They just see the dollar signs.
I don't know.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching in the pocket. That's all they do.
Basically, that's it. Basically, right now, Gianni Infantino has a peculiar knowledge of world leaders that are starting to talk to him about enterprises. That's why he wants to create his new company, FIFA Forward Enterprise. Okay?
right.
So the idea at this company will own and manage the commercial rights to FIFA competitions, the most important FIFA's competitions. And then he will sell 20%, up to 20% of this new commercial company to private investors. This is something that will create a lot of money. Possibly, I want to believe that Gianni Infantino has stocks in mind.
Uh-huh.
He wants to take it to the stock world. He wants to take it to... Yes, it is kind of a venture that will take... because the company right now, FIFA is at around 20. FIFA is around $20 billion.
Yeah.
That is the
With
worth.
zero debt.
With zero debt.
All the money that they invest is profit.
No, they earned 2.4
Yeah, I'm telling you.
billion
I'm
dollars in this
agreeing with you.
World Cup.
FIFA has zero debt, so all the extra money coming in is going to try to make more profit out of it.
Yes, that's the objective.
It's a company.
Yes, and I
nothing
think
else.
Gianni Infantino is trying to take it to the market, trying to take it to the stock exchange, trying to make it a company inside of an organization, but bit by bit. If this plan goes forward, and I'm starting to think a little bit like what Gianni Infantino is in mind. Right now, it's about 20% that he wants to sell to private investors. This 20% will rise in the years that will come, and depending on his presidency or not. That is what I'm thinking. And don't forget, right now he has the solidarity of Vladimir Putin. He has Donald Trump. He has Mohammed bin Al-Saud from Saudi Arabia. He has Qatar's friendship. He has all these main countries. He's friends with them all. He has a connection with them all.
Yeah, man.
He has them all eating out of his hand.
Yeah.
Simply. Yeah, man. You can do what the most political guy in the world right now, Gianni Infantino. You can put whatever two persons you want in the table and have conversation.
And don't forget what I said before, because it's news. Donald Trump wants to make him Secretary General of the United Nations, even though this makes me laugh. This is something that will go in the books, because if Donald Trump wants him as Secretary General of the UN, he will make, because this is the year for the election of the new Secretary General. Antonio Guterres ends his term this year, 2026. So the new Secretary General will be elected until September, if I'm not mistaken, because he will have to take control of the United Nations in the beginning of 2027. And you do know how does the Council, Security Council works. If the United States vote against, a majority of countries will follow them.
Yeah, I think there's a strong chance that he gets. Again, I don't know anything about it. I think there's a strong chance that he gets booted, because if even if you're all about the money, if it was all about the money and everything is on the up and up, he would have gotten everybody involved. They're like, hey, look, we can make even more money, and everybody would be for it. But he knew they would not be for it. That's what he did behind their backs. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell. All right, guys, I gotta jump. I have to.
Okay, Mr. Rudy, have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Kat.
Have fun.
You too.
Oh God, yes, I'm trying to work a bit more and pretend that I just miraculously I'm going to win my budget within this day that I have to work. Okay, guys, it was a pleasure to talk to you. Mr. Tony, it's a pleasure. Mr. Rudy, as always.
Always a
Mr.
pleasure.
Rudy is gone, so
Have
Mr.
a
Leonardo, too.
have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Thank you for joining the chat. I had a wonderful time. It's always great to learn from the community. It's always great to be with you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Take some time to have fun. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. See you on Monday at 2 o'clock.
Go and see the Odyssey. Go and see the Odyssey by Christopher Nolan.
Is it good?
Time, wonderful movie, and you'll have a blast.
I'll take a look. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a great
Peace
weekend.
out.
Ciao, ciao.